we're looking at here are all these shells with the veneer on. It's a beautiful ash veneer. And we didn't get the veneering on film. We started Wednesday with a recording session. We needed this SD card for the recording session, so we dumped all the files onto our computer properly this time and spent the first half of the day recording several snare drums and a drum kit. And I wasn't able to get the files edited before we were ready to edit it and transfer it before we were ready to veneer the kit. So we did a really good job. We got the kit all veneered, and this is what they look like. You can see the nice seams here on the bass drum, floor tom, and all the small drums. And we're in the middle of sanding these now. We just started sanding the 18-inch floor tom, and that's where we're going to pick up next, sanding some of these drums. These all have to get sanded and stained, and we're going to make that happen right now. Got this drum about 3/4 done. Some 150 grit paper on the block sander. I'm just going across it, smooth it out, making sure that it's consistent and will accept the stain well. Alright, we got that 18 done. It's nice and smooth. Just going to give this a wipe, and then Steve's going to take it over and blow the dust off of it, get it out of the pores, get the bulk of it off here, and make sure I didn't miss anything. It doesn't feel funky under this rag. This rag will let me know. So that's pretty good. Next, we're going to do one more drum, and then we'll change this paper out. Because it gets pretty worn out pretty quickly. And here we got the bass drum. Actually, no, let's do 16. This is the papers we wear now. Let's start with a fresh piece on the bass drum. Still plenty of good paper, but I know I can finish this drum. You can see the seam blended in really well. The way I do that is, when we were done veneering, I left pieces of tape on either side of the seam. And while the tape is still on there, you have a very slight hairline gap that I fill with this matching putty. And then while it's still wet, I peel it off and I let it sit overnight, and then I sand it slightly raised. But when it's blended in, it'll be perfect. Okay, this is good. We put this cloth here, since we got the inside of the shell finished nicely already. Just put this drop cloth here to help protect it as we're working on it. If we didn't do that, 2x4 that's hanging on would press into it and make marks and make more work for ourselves in the long run. We don't want that. This ash is really beautiful stuff. Wait till you see the stain. Okay, well, I took the time also yesterday, while we were waiting for these shells to cure the veneer, to cure on the shells. I made all these stain samples on some cut-offs. And we went from this really cool Georgian cherry, which is a top contender, to we started with this this wine color called wine cherry. It's a brownish dark, and then this blue, which is very, very translucent, and then this darker version of the wine cherry, and then we did like a gray, which is really just black that's thinned out. And I love all of them. I can't make up my mind. But then when I see these shells freshly sanded, all natural, thinking about just putting on a clear on that. These are just so stunning. The veneers are so beautiful. These aren't sanded, but these are sanded. You can kind of see how nice they are. So by the end of the day, we'll have our mind made up. But the runner-up to the natural is this cherry color, and we'll have more information on that. I just wanted to take a minute for sanding here and show these to you. We're going to go back and finish sanding the rest of these right now. Okay, we're cleaning up the edge of the hoops before we sand them. When we apply the veneer to these, they're thin, so glue usually just gets on the outside of here. So I'm using the random orbit sander to clean these up, and this is where I like to use up these semi-used discs. If you recall, when we were sanding the inside of the drum shells, it's pretty easy to tell the exterior got really worn, but the inside here is completely new still. So what I do is this is a perfect spot to put on my sander and clean this up, and then I get full use out of these discs. When you're on a budget, sometimes, you know, I would hate to throw this out, or I'll save it and I'll do some hand sanding with it, and then we make sure we use all the tools and all the products properly. So basically, what I do is I just put a pressure on here, turn on a vacuum, and get all this. You probably can't see it because it's neutral in color, but it's all gummy on there, and it has to come off so we can finish these properly. The glue is sort of rubbery in nature. It's contact cement, so it comes off with a little difficulty, but it's perfect to use this stuff on that. Now we still have some work to do. After we sand these, we'll be rounding over the inside and outside of one edge, and then we'll be sanding that, running that in by hand, and then we'll be doing a little 45-degree cutback on the inside of this hoop. And what that does is it allows the drum head to sit flush against the hoop metal ring. Otherwise, it'll kind of roll around a little bit. It's a little bit too tight of a fit. So we just do a slight cutback here, and then sand the inside of this as well. But and that's actually the next step. I'm going to sand the inside of this, and then we'll sand the outside, and then this will be ready for the routing steps. You can see why it's critical to have this cloth down.